Hello, this is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and I am excited to have received my very first package of challenge locks from the first person to subscribe to my channel, Jeff Moss. Thank you, Jeff. Well, let's go through what we've gotten here. These two mortise cylinders. First of all, everything came with keys. I put the keys away as soon as I got them. You can trust me on that or not, but... The two mortise cylinders back here, Jeff tells me, were pinned up by Texas Jim, and they both have some crazy keyways. This one says MX. I don't know if you can make that out on there. This one doesn't say anything, though I can see a really crazy looking key pin in there. I'm going to have to work on these locks. I'm going away for a few days. Maybe I'll take these with me, and if I've got some free time, I'll pick on these. These two locks were challenge locks pinned up by Jeff. We've got a Schlage keyway over here, I think an SC1 and an Arrow AR1, though I'm not really well versed in keyways. I think that's what they are. We're going to attempt to pick and gut both of these on video today, as long as hopefully it won't take too long. Let's give it a shot, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to start with the Schlage. And for this, I'm going to be using the 50 thousandths pry bar and the 25,000 standard hook. Now, I found the trick to this lock wasn't so much the picking, but the tension. And I found this lock likes hard tension, even though it clearly has some security pins in there. So I'm going to put some moderate hard tension on there and start in the front. This first pin is clearly a serrated. I got 3 clicks and then it went into a set. Second pin acts strange. It gives me a big click and then it's real smooth like a standard, and then it gives me a couple clicks like a serrated. I'm anxious to see what that one looks like. The fourth one feels like a spool. Kind of felt like a standard for a moment, then it got real loose, then back to a standard. Number 4 goes all the way up, feels like a standard. And then 5 is a shallow set, serrated. And let's see what dropped down. I'm going back to 4. That should be set now. 3 feels set. 2. 1, back to, there we go. So let's put this one aside where you can see it, and I'll pick the Arrow, and then we'll gut them both. And oddly enough, this Arrow seemed to like moderately heavy tension as well. First 2 pins, first one, I think this is a spool, though I'm not really sure. Second one feels very similar. Third one's serrated, no doubt. 3 clicks, and I think I might have him set. Fourth feels like a standard. And 5th, I don't know, it's too low cut to tell. Okay, let's get these gutted. Let me start with the Arrow. Okay, start with the key pins. 1 is standard, 2 is standard, 3 is standard, 4 is standard, 5 is standard. And our drivers. 1, this is the one I wasn't sure of. I said I thought was a spool, is actually a serrated. 2, I wasn't sure. I thought it was a spool, is a spool. 3 that I said was definitely a serrated. Thankfully, that was a serrated. I'm not too embarrassed. 4, I think I said was standard, and that is standard. And 5, I said was too low cut to tell. And that's a huge spool. Wow. That was a loaded up pin stack in the back. Okay, let me gut the Schlage, and then I'll give you a close-up of all of this. Okay, I think the same follower will work. Okay, I'm just going to put these on top. Pin 1 standard, pin 2 standard, 3 is standard, 4 is standard, and 5 is standard. And let's get the drivers out. Okay, this first one I said was definitely a spool, or I'm sorry, was serrated, is not coming out. And he wasn't coming out because there's no spring in there. Number 2, which I said was serrated, was serrated, and it's actually, you'll see it's a really short driver and a short key pin. I bet I never even had to pick them. I bet that's what that big click was the driver coming above the shear line. Number 3 I said was a spool, Number 4 I said was standard, and that is standard. And number 5 was definitely serrated. And it is. So let me bring you in for a close-up of all of this. Okay, the bottom we have our, which one was the first one I picked? I think it was the Schlage, and the top was the arrow pinning. Jeff, these were great. Thank you very much. Everyone else, if you like this video, if you want to see more, please comment, please subscribe, please like, and keep coming back. I hope to have you here again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.